shouting.
Jump, jump for joy.
Let's kick it together, Oasis Kids. Okay, Olivia, please introduce me to the Oasis Kids.
Totally. Oasis Kids, this is Felix. He's our host today.
Yes, and I am pumped to be along for the ride with you as we learn about what's important to us as Oasis Kids.
Totally. So, Felix, let me ask you this question. What is important to us this week?
Ooh. Olivia, this week what is important to us is, drumroll please, worship. So say this with me on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oasis Kids, we worship together. Yup, and worshiping together is all about praising God.
Check out this video.
When I was lost, you watched over me. You comforted me when I was afraid. You love me. Oh, you love me. Oh, you love me. God is in me working on you, working through me. His light shines bright.
Oh, you love me. Yeah.
Hey, come on.
So what else we got?
Wait, aren't you the host? You're the one that's supposed to come up with all the stuff.
Oh, right. Well, in the spirit of worship and worshiping God, let's have some fun. Let's play Name That Song. I'll put some lyrics of a song up on the screen, and you have to guess if it's a pop song or a worship song.
Okay, let's try it. I will say this might be tricky for me because sometimes I worship God when I listen to pop songs on the radio.
Yeah, certain songs could totally be a worship song to God. Oh, let's see. You're a shooting star I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky.
When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. Feel like this might be a pop song? Shooting star, I see a vision. Oh, shine bright like a diamond. Rihanna, shine bright like a diamond.
Nice. Let's check out this next video.
The Faithful Hall of Fame, Joshua. This is Joshua.
Oh, hey.
Joshua was the leader of the Israelites, who God used to bring his people to the Promised Land.
Yeah, let's do it.
When God told Joshua it was time to take the Promised Land, Joshua sent spies into the city of Jericho. While those spies were in Jericho,
Come on!
they were protected by a woman named Rahab. The spies promised to spare Rahab and her family when they took back the land.
Yay!
And she hung a scarlet cord from her window to remind them of their promise.
See you soon!
Now the Israelites had crossed the Jordan and were camped near the town of Jericho.
Hey!
Hello.
One day, Joshua looked up,
Huh?
and there was a man standing before him.
Hello.
The man said, "I am the commander of the army of the Lord." Joshua asked what the man wanted to tell him, and the Lord said he wanted Joshua to take the city of Jericho.
Alright.
but that Joshua needed to follow his instructions exactly.
You got it.
Jericho was shut for fear of the Israelites.
And went home? Yeah, well.
No one came out and no one came in. So the Lord told Joshua to gather his soldiers and march around the city for 6 days.
Mary.
The priests were to take the Ark of the Covenant, and 7 priests were to go in front of it, blowing a ram's horn. On the 7th day, they were to march around the city 7 times and blow the horn. Then all the people of Israel were to give a great shout,
Then what?
and then the city walls would fall.
Whoa! Yeah, let's do it.
So Joshua said, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city." And the people did shout. And the walls did fall.
Let's go!
The Israelites overtook the city of Jericho as God had commanded.
Rahab.
They remembered Rahab because of her faithfulness. Joshua was faithful in carrying out God's commands, and the Israelites took many other cities as God told them they would.
Oh, nice.
For God will never fail to fulfill his promises. So the Israelites came to live in the land that God had promised Abraham, Isaac, Israel, Joseph, and Moses many years ago.
Just like the Israelites shouted for the walls to come down, I am going to shout this song. You are alive in us. Nothing can take your place. You are all we need. Your love has set us free.
Oh, I know this one. This is an Oasis Kids classic. It's Alive by Hillsong Young and Free.
Ah, snap. I need to stump you. Okay, Oasis Kids, we'll be back after this short message.
Can you guess what all those things have in common? They're all upside down. In a way, Jesus calls us to live on the upside down. Yeah, not like that. The way that Jesus tells us to live in the Bible is completely opposite to the way we might hear our friends, people on TV, or social media tell us to live.
He did what? Cancel him. She believes that? Don't talk to her anymore. Yeah.
Many times, our gut instinct is to get revenge, to stay angry, to block someone who hurt us. But Jesus says, you have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Sounds upside down, right? Right. Jesus calls us to love our enemies. As much as they might hurt us, we can love them by treating them and also shifting our perspective to see them as God's creation, because that's who they really are. Now, does this mean we should let people hurt us again and again and again? Absolutely not. But there are ways that we can show love to the people who have hurt us. We can serve them by doing simple things to help them out if we see that they're in need. We can pray for them and ask God to reveal to us how He sees them. So what do you say? You want to go to the upside down right now? Take a moment. Think of someone who is your enemy, someone who has hurt you, someone who you just don't like, and ask God this. God, how do you see this person? How can I show this person love today? Will you love your enemy? And pray for those who persecute you. You are living on the upside down.
And we're back. Different ways to worship than just singing.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. Since there are different ways to worship, Olivia, I know you love to dance.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things.
So instead of lyrics showing up on the screen, I'm going to play a video without the sound, and you have to do the dance moves to figure out what the song is.
Waves, okay. Face. Wait. Every move I make. That's
Yes. That's it. You got it right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's show titled The World According to Me.
The world according to me.
That's with me, Olivia. I am exploring the lyrical, the symphonic, the harpsichorical world of music. I love music. So, to kick things off, here are my top 3 favorite genres of music. Rock and roll, pop. I love a solid pop song like Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. Good for you, you look happy in health. And my third favorite genre of music is oldies. I'm talking Michael Jackson. I'm talking Queen. I'm talking Journey. I'm talking the Beatles. I'm talking Don't Stop Believing. Yeah, you could say I really love music. And who better to talk to than Bree, one of the worship leaders here at Oasis. Let's give her a call. Hi, Bree.
Hi, Olivia.
Welcome to the show. It is so good to see you. How are you doing today?
Yeah, thank you. So good to see you. I'm doing so well.
Thanks. Of course. I commented about what my top 3 genres of music are because we're talking about music today. And so I would love to know what your top 3 genres of music are.
It's so hard to pick because I love music so much too. I would have to say I love gospel music, R&B, and jazz is my top favorite for sure.
It's like the perfect music just to live life with. It's just like so dazzling is like a word I would use to describe it.
Dazzling, good word.
So at Oasis Kids this week, not only are we talking about music, but also worship. At Oasis Kids, we worship together.
We absolutely worship together through music. There's other ways that we can worship too. Like I like to worship by cooking my family a yummy meal. I love to worship by cleaning and also hanging out with some friends at the park. All of those ways are beautiful options for worship.
I love that thought because oftentimes I think about I come to church, we sing some songs, we sit down, then it's like the message. And what I'm hearing you say is not only can worship God by ourselves at home by singing songs to Him, but also it's by doing other things. Let me ask you this question. Why do you think it's important that we worship together?
That's a great question. I think it's really important for us to worship together. One, because the Lord doesn't want us to do life alone. So when you and I join together in worship, it just brings us closer to one another, but also closer to the heart of our Father. And that's one of the beautiful things that we get to experience when we come to church and worship together.
An image that pops into my head as you're talking, Bree, is when Jesus says that, like, I will never leave you or forsake you, which basically means, like, He'll never leave us alone. And a way for us to not feel like we're alone is to be literally with other people who believe in God, who have His Spirit as well, which is really cool because, like, physically we're really not alone.
Absolutely. You're so right, Olivia.
One last question for you, Bree. Do we need to be a good singer or have like really cool dance moves in order to worship God?
No, you can just lift up your voice and whatever comes out and whatever dance move comes off your body, the Lord is pleased with it. You don't have to be the best musician or this fantastic singer. He just wants to hear your voice.
Honestly, it brings me relief because I know sometimes my voice cracks, my voice is like off tune.
Honestly, mine too sometimes.
That's so good because your voice is beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're
You're very
welcome.
kind.
We can sing, we can dance, we can lift up our arms, and we don't need to be embarrassed or afraid of what other people will think. We are worshiping and singing to please God. And that's not only with those things, but also, like you said, by cooking, by hanging out, we are together, and that is worship.
Absolutely. That's the most important part. As long as we're worshiping together, the Lord is pleased.
Does that mean that being on this FaceTime call with you is almost like we're worshiping God?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for hanging with us, Bree. It is always such a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Olivia. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
That's it, my friends. Thanks so much for joining us today. What did we learn? We learned that we can worship God by singing, by dancing, by eating tacos, by going on a hike with our cats. And most importantly, that we can worship God together. And that could be with a song or by making a yummy meal with our family and friends. Pretty much anything can be an act of worship as long as we are thanking God for who He is and what He has done. How are you going to worship God this week? I love you so much. You are so amazing. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Ugh. Olivia, are you happy that you won?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I was not great at trivia and games growing up, so this win is a massive confidence boost for me.
Oh, well, I'm glad that's the case.
Oasis Kids, we worshiped with Noah and Kendall about how God loves us.
Worship is about praising God, and it's not just singing and dancing. But in everyday moments, we can worship God, and we can worship God together. See you next week. Red diamonds in the sky.